In this video, I want to go over a few ways that you can specifically start to find the capsule stretch for internal rotation. By increasing internal rotation of the hip and the shoulder joints, you improve and increase the amount of joint space you have available to you. This is extremely important, especially when we're talking about people that are nearing hip replacement, always have tight hips, low back pain. Internal rotation can get you a long way. So what we're going to do, so I just want to start with a foam roller here. And the most simple one that I find is someone to lay on their back, take the foam roller, hold it in their hands, and just squeeze the block or the foam roller with your thighs. What you're going to do is you're going to walk out just like this, keep pressure on the roller, and you would just be here for 3-4 minutes just breathing. Long, slow exhales. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your time to try and start to feel the stretch in the hip. Okay, it feels like if I took a Sharpie and traced around where your upper thigh meets your torso, that's exactly that line that's going to feel the stretch. Okay, that's one way that we could sit in this position to really feel the stretch of the internal rotation of the hip. The next one, I'd get you to come up, kind of take this bear sit position. And we can use yoga blocks because sometimes this is a little hard on the knee, so we want to make sure we have modifications. So we'd use yoga blocks. We're sitting in this bear position, and what we're going to do is we're just going to drop one knee down to the ground. Okay, so might even be up here, and that's fine. And what you're doing is you want to think of the knee and the thigh bone moving this way, and that hip bone, if you poke where your belt is, there's a bone there, you want it to go back. So you let the bone sink back towards the ground, and simultaneously this knee is kind of just putting a little bit of pressure, like 10% intensity, into the yoga block. If you want to make it more, you turn over that leg, and again, can't stress enough, it might take you 2 minutes of sitting here to be able to feel the right spot. You can take away tension on the knee by straightening the leg, okay? And you would increase tension on the knee by bending the leg. So that's something to know. We don't want to feel any pressure or discomfort through here, all right? If I wanted to lower the knee, could do that too, just by lowering the block. And I'm letting the hip sink back and turning into it. Okay, and then you'll start to feel, it's a weird sensation, capsular stretching. It's a wraparound thing. It doesn't feel like muscles lengthening, but as long as you're feeling something along that line where the thigh meets the upper body or the torso, I guarantee you're feeling the right stuff. That is a progression to the first one, so make sure you do these in order. And the last one that I would recommend is coming from the 90-90 position. Okay, taking this and elevating it up on the hip, right? You can use something like the foam roller to kind of just have some balance here so you're not fighting, resisting to stay up. And again, this hip bone sinking back, okay? This thigh rotating forward, and then all you're gonna do is, if you want to increase it, that might be enough right there, but to increase it, you can just turn into this and use the yoga block and the foam roller for balance. Again, the more you can use for support, the easier your body is going to let you get into this, because it's just going to be more relaxed. Okay? And this is a great way to just get into that passive stretch, sitting here for 2 to 3 to 4 minutes, sometimes even more than that. I've had some clients sit in for 8 or 9 minutes till they really feel it. And that gives you the sensation that we're looking for, so that when we go to do our pails and rails to increase this range of motion, we know exactly how to get into it to maximize our sessions. Okay? So those are 3 modifications that you can do for internal rotation just to feel the joint capsule stretch. It's very, very important. I recommend spending a lot of time on it, especially if you are a person who has really tight hips, always has to stretch their hip flexors and hamstrings and roll out before exercise. Really, really important that you check that out. Don't be afraid to sit in it for longer than 2 minutes. Don't be afraid to sit in it for 4 or 5 minutes sometimes. Really get a feel for the stretch And when you feel it, breathe through it, stare at your hip, whatever you got to do to kind of just connect with that and feel it even more. Hope that helps. This is a tough one, but makes a big, big difference. Enjoy your day.